Hi, Maureen. Your email is inquiring about this table, I guess, for lack of a better term, around the different areas of content inside the Ways to Give page and making that effective on the parishes page, but also contained within the outside area. So I have open the Ways to Give page. I'm going to, by default, I think it's easier to fix things in HTML than in the text. It's probably not the most helpful to you. But if you remember, we've got this div space ID equals mid. So I think the mid is what's referring to giving it the border on the side of the pages. And I think simply that's effective. As long as there's not a div close tag, that should affect the whole page. And so there's a closed div tag down here. So I'm looking at maybe on Ways to Give. Fortunately, that tax information is still contained within the middle part of the page. So let's go back to pages and let's go find the parishes under resources. This is going to be page 3, I think. Resources, parishes, edit. Okay, so if I look at the visual first, I just see the table there, which looks really good, and the table's here too. The other thing I want to look at, I'm going to just try pasting that div here and see what that does, choosing update. I wish there was a more specific science to this. And sure enough, that has contained it within the middle part of the page. As far as if this gray line should be darker, right now the style border is this hex code right here, E7, E7, E7. So if that needs to be a darker gray, just find the hex code of the darker gray, and then we'll have to replace that instance in all of this. I use a tool called Notepad++. And what this does is it would allow me to take all of this text inside of that page. I would end up pasting it inside a Notepad++. This is going to be the easiest way to replace this information if you want that border to be darker and not have to go through the HTML to find it. What I'm doing is using Control-C to copy it, Control-F to find, and the find window shows up on my screen, and then replace. And of course I can replace whatever code, and then it'll replace the number of times. So one occurrence was replaced. I think that is because I have that row highlighted. If I don't have that highlighted, my mouse cursor is at the top, replace all, 16 occurrences were replaced. So I'm replacing the same thing, nothing's really happening there. Then I would take it back from Notepad++, and then paste it back into my page. That's the fastest way to replace something like that. Let's take a look at the school pages before we leave this. School resources. So this one just doesn't even look like the table's even there. So I guess before I leave this page, go ahead and grab something. Actually, I have a phone. So let's back up in a minute.